Well, here we are somewhere in the middle of South Dakota. We're on our way home and just took a break here at a rest stop. This is in between Rapid City and Sioux Falls, which is South Dakota is a very, very long state. Hi, this is Dave with Dave's TR4A. Welcome back to my channel. Well, it had to come sooner or later. This is episode 12, which is the last episode of our outstanding trip out west in our 1967 Triumph TR4A-IRS. It was just a trip of a lifetime. It was 6,400 miles, and it took us about 4 weeks to do it. And in this episode, I'm gonna show you our trip back home and some of the a couple more stops we made. One was we wanted to see Wall Drugs. We've heard about it. We've seen the signs on the highway. Just want to stop and see it. And then the last thing is going to be, I want to go to the Minuteman Missile Museum, which is kind of on the way too. It's off of I-90. So sit back and enjoy. And thanks again for watching. Well, I may have said before, but we stayed at a really nice hotel in Rapid City. It was the Courtyard by Marriott of Rapid City. It was a nice, clean, very nice hotel. They had a restaurant in the thing where we got lunch there a couple of times, but most of the time we just go and get something to eat somewhere. Actually, what we ended up doing was there's a Walmart that's about, 2 or 3 miles away. And so what we did is we'd go in there and just go shopping, and we'd buy snacks. Well, not bad snacks, but we'd buy fruit or some beef jerky or something like that. Something that we could eat kind of on the run and not spend a fortune. And they had some real nice little sandwiches that you could get. We warmed them up in our microwave in our room. But anyway, it was a very nice hotel. I'd recommend it highly. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of people left there. We would typically leave about 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So all the people that were there for business or whatever were long gone. And then a lot of the people that were under schedules, I guess, for recreation, they were gone. So yeah, I just kind of pulled the car around to the side door. We loaded up the thing and off we went. Well, enough of my ramblings. Let's go over the route. Well, here's my plan for our trip back home. It's going to be around just under 1,200 miles, I guess. And the main thing is I don't want to go through Chicago. Done that, been there, done that, don't want to do it again. So anyway, the first day we're going to travel from our hotel in Rapid City to Sioux Falls, which is, 300 miles or so, 350 miles. And then spend the night there and then head south to Sioux City and then continue west then and maybe stop somewhere, like Cedar Rapids or Davenport, spend the night there. And then in the morning we can pick up I-74, I think around Peoria, and then that'll take us all the way into Cincinnati. So that'll be 3 days of travel. So without stops, our first route is going to be about 341 miles. But, we're going to be stopping at Wall Drugs, see that. And then we're going to be stopping at the Minuteman Missile Museum and kind of check that out. So it's going to be a full day of driving and sightseeing still. Wall Drugs. Well, it's one of those places where at least you can say you've been there, but you're probably never going to go back. Here's a stock photo. I just kind of took this off their website, but anyway, it was raining, it looks like that day, but it was just hot and sunny the day we were there. But we went through there, and I guess they have their famous donut you can get, so we had one of those. But it was just packed with people, and it's not my cup of tea at all. But anyway, we can say we've been there. So it was about just about 50 miles from our hotel, so this was our first stop. And then now we're going to head on to the Minuteman Missile Museum visitor site. Well, after leaving Wall Drugs, we kept heading west on I-90, and about 20 or so miles later, we came to the turnoff for the Minuteman Missile Historic Site. And they have a visitor center there where you can see some kind of interesting stuff. But if you're really into the thing, there's a tour you can take, but you have to make a reservation 5 days ahead of time to go do it. And you have to be able to be somewhat fit. You have to be able to climb down 2 15-foot vertical ladders to get into the actual launch portion of the silo. But this was like our defense, I guess, from 1963 to the early 1990s. And there were 15 launch control facilities that controlled about 150 missiles all throughout this area. So, and they're just basically in plain sight. You know, there's a fence with a driveway that goes out to a little building, and everything's underground. So, but yeah, it was interesting. Well, we got to our hotel in Sioux Falls right around dinner time and got the car unpacked. And luckily we had a room on the first floor, so we could just use the old cart thing to drag everything out of the car and into our room. And there was a Denny's right in the same parking lot, so we walked over there, or drove, I can't remember, and got something to eat for dinner and went back. And I'll tell you what, we sure sleep good after traveling and everything. So this was day one of our trip back home, and tomorrow we head west again and see how far we get. Well, we woke up to day 25 of our trip, and this is day 2 of our travels back home. Nothing eventful to see here, but I've been using Waze as a travel app, navigation app, and basically telling it to take us to the next hotel or whatever we were going to that day. And when we left this morning, before we left, I set it to get us home, just drive us home, and so avoiding Chicago, of course. And so it says it's going to be 847 miles to home, which is probably just about double what our longest day has been so far. So we're thinking maybe we'll stop at Davenport, Iowa, or somewhere along in there to kind of break up the trip into 2 more days. But I don't know. We'll see how it is. Maybe we'll just push through. But anyway, so this is our route. So after we had breakfast and packed the car and got ice for the cooler and all that stuff, filled up the car, checked the oil. It was probably about 8:30, I guess, and something like that, 8 or 8:30. It was early. So anyway, we took off and headed towards Sioux City, and then started going west again. And by the time we got to Davenport, it was getting pretty warm. As you know, there's no air conditioning in the car. Well, we had the top up, but on the TR4A, you can't unzip the back window, so all the air was getting trapped in the car. So Colleen was getting pretty uncomfortable. And so we stopped at a rest stop at Davenport, and it was about, 5 o'clock or something like that. So we stopped and, had a bathroom break. It was a nice overlook of the river and everything on Davenport. So anyway, we're sitting there talking about what should we do, and should we find a hotel and spend the night here and then finish up tomorrow or whatever. So I looked at the Waze app, and it said it's only 5 hours more to get to home. And so I figured, it's going to be like, 9 o'clock or something like that, whatever it was. I think it was maybe it was about 4:30, because I think we thought it'd be about 9 o'clock by the time we got home. So we decided to gas up and just keep going. And the one thing I forgot was we still had one time change to go through, which would add another hour, of course. So we actually didn't get home till about 10:30 or something like that. So anyway, we get home and pull into the garage with the car, close the door, took our clothes out of our luggage out of the car, took it upstairs, and I honestly didn't even go down in the garage for 2 days, I bet, maybe 3, because we just kind of wanted to. I love the car, but we just wanted to not have to be around it for a while. So anyway, that's about the end of the trip then. And I want to thank everybody for following along with us. It was so much fun. And we were very fortunate that we had such good weather the whole trip, and met a lot of really nice people along the way. It was just great going out west, and the scenery is just so much different than what we're used to with the mountains. The Rockies are just so majestic. I'd love to go back there again, maybe to do that Beartooth Highway. But so anyway, here's the deal. I'm going to end the video here of the trip, but I'm going to do another video here as kind of a follow-up or epilogue or whatever you want to call it. That's going to go over the things we think we did right and the things we could have done better on the trip, as far as specifically traveling in a 60-year-old car, especially a sports car, because everybody says, oh, they're not reliable and blah blah blah. So anyway, I want to go through that, and then some of the choices we made as far as luggage and what to pack and what to take and what not to take. So anyway, again, thank you very, very much for following along with us, and I hope you enjoyed it as much, or at least a little bit. And thanks again for watching, and I look forward to sharing our thoughts about what we did right and what we did wrong. So again, thank you very much. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.